Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger, where I was already super keen on trying to finish the Lilith with Burdens campaign, and I'm even more so now because I forgot, and then I started up the music, and it's this, or started up the game, and it's this music that's really going places. So in any case, we got a memory shard, which is great. The music is a little bit loud, and I am curious how many memories I've gotten. So I'm going to check it out, and when I return, I think the music will actually be quieter. I've gotten up to 87 out of 128. So there's still a lot of shards. And so, I'm not sure where all the rest are going to be stored. That did turn down the music, as I guessed. Let's see. In order to deal with, what's this name down here? How would I like to do that? In a way that causes me not to die would be pretty ideal, I think. So let's focus on those ways. And I think actually, if I go here, I could go down and then hit him with my sword. And so that's pretty good. We're going to call that success. And maybe there could be one memory fragment on every letter of the alphabet. It's possible. We'll see what happens. So far, the pattern is holding up. Alright, it's done. And while I'm floating here, I can also go ahead and kill a leech. So there is success with an X, and I see the memory fragment over there as well. Okay, so maybe we're going to collect like a whole alphabet's worth over here, which will definitely speed things up in terms of the shard collection. You're just going to hang out over there, which is fine by me. But then eventually you're going to try to come towards me, for example, right now. And I will hit you with the sword. And everything will be just fine and dandy. Terrific. This feels almost like a victory lap. And so that's good. I think I deserve one of those by now. I'm going to bring this along with me and place it here so that I can do this. Great. I don't know that I'd ever really looked at on... Let me get my mouse cursor over here. What it looks like when I pick up one of the untriggered pressure plates. Does it look different when it's a triggered pressure plate? It does. I probably had noticed that before, but never really committed it to memory. I was just about to say, I don't see a fragment. But guess what? I do! It's right here. Hooray. Let's go ahead and make the pressure plate go right here, and then we can just bring a follower along. And also, I probably don't need my feather with me right now. And simply breaking these causes us to pick up the memory shard fragment doohickeys. And yeah, it really does seem like it's going to be every step, every letter, where we get to pick up another one. And that makes me happy because, I don't know, it's just a lot of success wrapped up in a short period of time. It's pretty great. Alright, this guy is threatening me with his, I was going to say eyeballs, but he's a leech, so I'm not sure if he has eyeballs. Do leeches have eyeballs? Or they just have mouths? I'm not well versed in this particular creature's anatomy. I believe I could just pick that up and put that down. And then the moment I move into this column, he is going to move towards it. And then I can just back up and kill him with my sword, I think, or otherwise coerce him to go elsewhere bad. Let's just otherwise coerce him to go elsewhere bad. Which is actually not as easy to do as I was originally hoping. But I can do it, because if I do this, no, he doesn't come towards me because there's no longer a thing there. Have I just killed myself? I might have. No, I have wings, and so I have many possibilities in terms of how to get past the situation. And I've done it! Okay. Let's keep doing it. Doing it was great, and continuing to do it is even greater. I declare it. Memory shard, get in my belly. Get in my inventory. get on the bottom left-hand side of my screen. Whatever it is one says to memory shards. That's what I want to happen. I see the smile monster. And it's not a huge deal if I am... no, I can just pick this up. What am I talking about? Then I can walk over here. I can put it down somewhere else. That makes things much easier. Look at this. We've gone through like 13 screens already. And it's taken no time at all. Sorry, dude. I got places to be. And there aren't any rocks to talk to. And if I do this, I can kill you with the sword. And if I do this, I can pick up my memory shard, fragment-a-doodle. So in Steam, while there is only still one achievement for this game, there's also like Steam trading cards or something that's a feature of Steam that I never really know anything about or understand. But the Void Stranger, I got some of them, I guess, by playing the game or something. And it describes this as an eyeball, so like the interior of the palm's hand, I guess, is like an eyeball, or it's just like an eyeball monster that has like weird hair that's like flowing around or something. I don't know. But apparently the thing in the middle is an eyeball. And now that I'm looking at it, I guess it is an eyeball. But I had not realized that before. I don't know that this is important in any way. But I've been looking for canonical names for the various enemy creatures, and I just come up with my own names, but perhaps in the Steam trading cards, like, they actually have names. But that's the only place that I've been able to learn them thus far. Alright, this guy gets to die to the sword. This thing gets to come join me, and then I realize that I did an oops. Oops. Okay, well, I still have 20 Locust Idols, so it's important to still exercise a little bit of care, because there are still ways to die here. So, I would prefer him not to see me yet, and instead, suppose I did a thing that looked like this. This is still not as great as I was hoping. I mean, I can do this, but where am I going after this? I guess it works, actually, because I can do this, and then I can pick up the exit and place the exit somewhere else. But then I also want him to stay and not go. And... no, I totally did it. There we go. He's not going anywhere. And now I can pick up my memory fragment thingy. Great. Okay. Made a little bit of a mess of that one, but it all came out fine in the end. And if I simply do this, I can hit you with the sword. Otherwise, you would have fallen in the hole if it were a different parity. And so everything works out just fine there. If I go right, I am dead, so don't go right. So I should go down, and then I won't be dead. See how that works? It's pretty great. I don't need to kill all the bad guys. I do want to not prematurely go in the exit. And now that I've collected that, I can go in the exit, and there's nothing else I need to do here. Great. And sure, I will pick up an extra tile to make it easier to kill you. And then I will pick up a tile to lure you to me, so that you can also enjoy the taste of the sword. And then move on, trying to pause before I enter the exit. Enter the exit is the words I've chosen of each screen, just to make sure that there is nothing else important that I have not yet done that I need to do. But we are not required to kill all of the enemies. We're just required to pick up the memory fragment shard thingy and get to the exit. So that is what I will do. Okay. Some threats of various sorts here. I think I choose to put that aside for the moment. And then use my sword. Pick up the memory shard. And then we're home free, right? Yeah, nothing else to do here. Don't mind me. D, just a few more letters of the alphabet left. This guy does not need to stand on a pressure plate or anything crazy like that. I'm going to grab one of these things and then realize that it's not that easy to take along with me where I was going. Sure, why not? Actually, if I do this, it doesn't work the way I wanted it to. Darn it. I had a plan to get him to step on one of these things, and let's just say completely abjectly failed to execute said plan. Guess what? I found a different plan. And this one is going to work better. Ta-da! He's dead. Great. Now I don't have to worry about him. And now I can focus on the memory shards that I so deserve. See! I do see a memory shard. And this one's especially easy to get. It has been gotten. It done got. Alright, I see multiple dudes. If I go downward, can he attack me? I think perhaps he can, and I would prefer that not to happen. So instead I'm going to do this and use my sword on him. And then realize the parry doesn't work very well there to use my sword, so I'll back up and do that. And then I'll wait patiently and kill you thusly. I'm not sure that was exceedingly patient, but we're going to go with the word patiently. Letter A, the end of the alphabet. I have done it. Pretty much. Memory shard obtained. And I have plenty of tiles to build. Alright, and I think I want to make a save here because I would like to do two different things, so I will be right back. Okay, so I have backed up the game. So back in episode 52 or something, I went to the tree. I didn't have HP. I got into some cutscenes and some jigsaw puzzles that I didn't enjoy doing, and the Void Lord said that they weren't quite impressed with my devotion, but still I got to an ending or something. I never got a chance to go down these stairs because it did go right to an ending or something. So the first thing I want to try is going down these stairs to see where they take me. So let's find out. It's a different basement 255. There are rocks to talk to. Okay, this is very interesting. I would like my mouse cursor. So we got rock, smirking statue B, rocks, statue tan, rock. Still not sure who that is, and then Sif. I'm curious, let me get my notes out and see if this might be in order and like the ones who are dead have turned into rocks or something. Because this might be important. Okay, so in my notes, add use B Mon, who I killed, Tan, who I thought I also killed in order to get the sword. Well, Lilith in this campaign, I guess, did not bother to go kill Tan, because the only reason to do so is to get the sword, and I already had one. But Tan also wasn't a traitor. Gore, who we did kill, the big head. Lev, who allegedly fought on the side of Ad, and then killed themselves after killing their dear sister, who they were fighting against. But I believe Lev is the bat who is down in the void, who gives us the fruit. And I have not found a way to kill them yet. And so I'm thinking that's Lev, and then Sif. And so if I am reading this correctly, this confirms something that that Sif said to B when Sif, quote-unquote, rescued B at the end of one ending, where Sif went back for B and found her. Found them. Um, and B said, oh my gosh, I saw Ad. And Sif said, no, Ad is dead. This suggests that Ad is dead by my read. And I do wonder if I manage to kill and then come back, if I can, like, see a different set here. But I think this does mean that this is Lev's statue. Which is interesting that it's the one that's like the, you can't use your Void Rod. You can't use your... one false move and I'll destroy you. Yeah, I'm not sure. In any case, we have some nice music, even though it's kind of quiet. What is the goal here? There's an exit stair. Which... Okay, it's just an exit stair, suggesting I could even go down to a basement 256. Which would be farther than I have ever gone, so maybe there actually are more basements. It seems like I could just use one of these statues. No, I can't use the Void Rod, which means I can't push any of those statues without falling even with my wings. If I can't use the Void Rod... And... Oh, how? How? I could get a follower, but they're not going to be standing on the pressure plate. And... Okay, when I'm here, I'm just going to leave my cursor here. The feather is pointing on the square, where, like, I would be standing if I walked this guy all the way around, but then we're going to end up breaking some glass. I can't use the Void Rod. I think this puzzle might not be solvable until I kill Lev. That's my current read, because how could I ever get here if I can't use the Void Rod? This is still here, I can't move it. That means he'll be here, and I might have a trail of dudes following me, but I don't see a way that I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 followers. Because the only loop is on the outside and it involves glass, which means it can only be traversed once. I'm just going to stare at this for a moment and make sure I'm not missing anything else obvious. I don't think I'm missing anything, but while I'm talking about it, the statue for Gore we have seen in Sif and Mon's basements, and it is a statue that says how bothersome, and I don't remember exactly what it looks like. The statue for Mon we have seen. It's the one that shoots lasers and turns you to gold whenever it sees you, just like Mon would, which is why he wore the little thing over his eyes. The statue of Use we have only seen, I believe, in Sif's basement. It's kind of snake-like looking, and when you talk to it, it says, "My love." And then I guess that implies that the statue that disappears when you bang on it 6 times in the one basement, or when you push the statues around inside Sif's basement, and that also exists on Tails' floor and on basement 227 or whatever it is, must be Ad's statue by process of elimination. Okay, well, what are things that I can do on this stage? I can try talking to Ad. It's going to kill my little doppelganger, but whatever. Oh! What just happened? That was... Oh, Tan, of course. His statue always goes away. His statue always goes away when we do that. Does anyone know my name? Ask that statue. If I go over here, I'm going to be dead when I try to talk to Use. And I could not be dead talking to the other rocks first, so let's not be dead talking to the other rocks first. Make it end. These could just be random quotes, as is usually the case when there's multiple rocks. Everything will be So Mon is saying everything would be. Gore would saying make it end. That actually makes sense for Gore. Do you know my name? Add. I had the list of demons and the ones that corresponded to the 7 sins that had the names of all the other ones. I went through a list of angels and demons online, and there is one that has the letters ADD in it. It is Abaddon. I'll just read you some stuff I found on Wikipedia. In the Hebrew Bible, Abaddon is used with reference to a bottomless pit, often appearing alongside the place Sheol, meaning the resting place of dead people. In the book of Revelation in the New Testament, an angel called Abaddon is described as the king of an army of locusts. So I think that has to be the particular reference for add, because it seems to kind of fit. But if I want to talk to uses rock, I will have to do it here. Dots. It just says dots. Interesting. And I can push it off, but doing so kills me. And then it's just going to all be reset. Is there any way... I mean, no, there is no way. None of these statues is sitting on one of these things, and even if it were... I mean, I guess I haven't tried using my Void Rod, but the moment I try using my Void Rod, this is going to happen. So I'm pretty sure I cannot win this until I defeat Lev. I can meet Lev on this very screen. So perhaps that's what I need to do. I did just save the game a moment ago. So let's go pay Lev a visit from basement 255. I have to kill myself 14 times. Is there a faster way to do it? I don't know that there is. I will see you in a moment. Wait, there is. If I want to meet Lev, I found a faster way. There we go. Now I have no locusts. You've fallen. Alright, Lev. Hello. Is this your first time here? It sure ain't. Didn't recognize you. I'm kind of bad with faces. Tell me, do you still wish to continue? What is your resolve? My resolve is to try to hit you with a sword and kill you. But given that you're just giving me these two options, I'm going to say if I wish to continue. I'll leave you to it. So he gives me the fruit, which I don't think looks like the fruit that I found in the secret the other day. They were both round. But I'm going to eat the fruit. I'll probably just be back here yet again. And Lev's statue is still alive. I think I need to kill Use and figure out how to get into Tails' basement and kill Tail, and hope I get a clue as to how to get rid of the statue on Tails' place so that I can move the statue and then move a rock behind Tail and use my sword on Tails' tail in order to kill what remains of the remaining Void Lords, and then go back to Brain 000 and then get the Brand of Dis and then something, which would enable me to finish this, is my guess. But yes, now this is curious, because I can't kill myself, and I can't end it all. So am I just trapped here forever? This is actually kind of interesting. I think I'm just here forever. I could go back to a different basement because, yeah, presumably if you've gotten here, you've already done things filling with the HUD. What happens if I do that? Oops. I guess that ends the game. I'll be right back. Oh! Interesting. Coming back in the game gets us back to this ending. All right. I've had enough. just to end it all. Okay, well, this will be interesting to rewatch with more context. Here's the gluttonous Void Lord B, who's happy to have another morsel to eat. Another one bites the dust. Boy, did they take their sweet time. Oh well, at least they ended up becoming quite a juicy little morsel. So none of this has changed. Now, the Void Rod, Ad Scepter, comes flying out. Strange, I didn't know these things could glow. Alright. And then this appears. It has horns, it has antenna, it has what appears to be a single eye. It scares Bee and pushes her away. I forgot about that noise. You do not belong here, little one. And now we're in outer space. I don't know what to make of those spaceships or the comet, but something will explode out of the comet. It's the star we see at the beginning. The other spaceships explode in that moment. Is this related to... Like, that thing seems to be the root of Dis, as far as I can tell. We crash through 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 planets before this scene disappears. And now we wake up back here. Will I be as emotional this time? I think probably not. I think I cried myself out a number of times while making video number 53 or whatever it was. Gray? And there she is, pictured from the first act. What a time and place for you to show up. What took you so long? Did you start to miss me while I was gone? Guess the cat got your tongue, again. You aren't still mad about the hair, are you? After cutting it, I tried dyeing it at one point as well. Too bad the color didn't stick properly. After cutting it, I tried dyeing it once as well. It never occurred to me exactly how much time had passed between the final scene where Gray slaps Lily and she goes, get out, and she runs off. And then when Lily is on the phone with Freya and then eventually goes back to the house and finds the birth certificate. But probably a non-trivial amount of time has passed, if that's true. I would have loved to see your reaction. Here we go again with that judgmental leer. And Gray does switch poses, although they're both just stoic and silent in those two scenes, I think. Starting to recall why I left in the first place. No matter how hard I tried, I simply was never good enough for you. Almost as if you expected me to grow up into someone else entirely, even though all I ever wanted was to become more like you. Gray is wearing the pendant here. The Queen's grave is still intact. So why? And now it's the modern Gray. And all these various scenes. Playing kind of backwards in time. I'm still mad at you. I just wish you were here to hear that. And then I think I have to goodbye. Like press a button here. Right, the letter. And then the final cutscene with Sif and whatnot. And so it was the case that when you first try to open the letter, it says, like, do you want to open it? And it doesn't give the player a choice. The next thing is the sound of a smack or whatever, and then we see the letter in the trash can the first time that Lily had seen it. And so we're going back into like a moment in time just before she originally left, because the letter's back on the table, addressed to her, or at least she thinks it's addressed to her. There's a sealed envelope on the table. It's addressed to you. I guess I have to interact again. Would you like to open it? This time we actually rip it open. Inside the envelope is a small pendant, along with the handwritten letter. I got an achievement. Should you read it? And now it will be Sif looking over. I didn't think this was the order of this, but maybe it is. I don't remember. Okay, well, we're back at the Void Court. B is presumably gone. We're one short. It seems we're one short. I didn't remember exactly the line. What happened to them? Beats me. What an interesting development. But this should be different, because previously they judged me and my devotion was incomplete. But previously I came here as Void. This time I came here with HP. Actually, no, I didn't. Because I got to basement 255 and then I turned Void to experiment with Lev. I forgot. So this is probably going to be exactly the same. Okay. Stranger. Making it this far should be commendable, yeah. But this cannot detect a strong devotion within you. Okay. So this is just going to be the exact same ending I've seen before. Alright, leave in peace and we'll make a contract. What do you desire? I just want to make sure that it's going to play out exactly the same way. But this is definitely playing out the same way. If I could wish for one thing, I want my mother to know that no matter the reason she chose me, I'm grateful for everything. Please let her have peace. Ha 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 ha. And now the screen crack. Well said, stranger. All right. And I don't need to interact. She picks up her mother, who she's never had a chance to meet until now. Lilith, meet Lily. Lily, Lilith. Here's the conversation about naming. So, what do you think? And I guess I can't advance it any faster, can I? To be perfectly honest, Your Highness, this is Gray speaking, I believe. I find it a bit sophisticated for my taste. Never to mince any words, as per usual, says Lily, I presume, the princess. A long time ago, people gave that name to the brightest star of the sky. I wish that one day she'll shine just as bright. Until then, please take care of her. Princess Lily's final request of Gray. Void Stranger, Lilith. Now will Sif be peeking in on the letter? No, we have to have the scene where they actually go inside the house together and Lily says, here's the letter, it's addressed. I thought it was for me, but it's actually addressed to you or whatever. Does it close the game first? I forgot. I need to end it all, that's right. No, it says thank you, right? Yeah, thank you. All right, so it's the two of us. Princess Lily, it still has most of her own personality. Just call me Mom. This is already too awkward. Maybe you should get a job. What are these? Looking at the photos, all of which I believe I've unlocked. Although I'm still missing, I forgot to count the number of memory shards I have. I will want to look at that. Did Gray take these? Maybe she hoped to share these photos with you one day. Speaking of, I was supposed to give you this a while ago. A letter? For me? But why has it already been opened? Here's a funny thing. I actually found it in my room and thought it was addressed to me. So I opened it and... ... I couldn't understand a single word. Gray must have written in one of those ancient languages she used to study. But now that you're here, I figured she left it for you. Not quite. This is meant for both of us. Get out. What does it say? Let's see. Okay, so I didn't have any options to explore around the house or anything. Couldn't remember. I like this music too. Still keeping a watch on them? Oh, I forgot about. You know you shouldn't pry on someone else's letter like that, says Prosecutor Void Judge Zero. Not prosecutor, just judge. To Sif, who was keeping an eye on them? Still keeping an eye on them? What are you talking about, says Sif. Your lousy disguise may have fooled Dis. I don't remember if I didn't have beeps and boops when Judge Zero was talking before. I'm going to have to go review that. But I'm not getting any beeps and boops when his text goes by now. But I know you've been watching over them for a long time now. There are a few audio glitches in this game, and so I'm not sure if it's significant that he doesn't have a beep sound here. Or did that child just end up here by sheer accident, only to finally meet their mother? That's what Ad would have wanted. This was the line that helped me figure out what was going on with Sif. That's what Her Majesty would have wanted, is what Four Eyes said. I owed it to them. Besides, I only gave them a small push. Sure. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. Humph. I kept my end of the bargain. Now, stranger. Have you finished your research? Research. More or less. So I take it you'll be leaving soon. So why is this human here, presiding over the Void Court, seemingly... Well, I say human, but also seems like super omniscient or omnipotent, whatever, omnipotent, yeah, in terms of his behaviors. I think you'll be leaving soon. Then answer me. Who or what is Dis? Dis. I surmise this place was originally some sort of research facility governed by an entity known as Dis. Unfortunately, even I'm not able to access the true depth of this compound, so the details remain hazy. The main server's been locked behind mechanically surveilled areas. Mechanically surveilled areas did remind me a little bit of Mon's statue that shoots the laser, but I'm not sure if that's actually what's being referred to here. If I had to guess, I'd say not a single living soul has entered them in a few millennia. And we do see a date that's 1/0/2023, which would be like 100,000 years in the future. And most likely never will again. When you freeze the text that's flying by on the screen, it says error, error, error on most of them, but then there's a few parts that do show up. However, there were a few remote memory units I was able to access. Most of them were dilapidated beyond repair, the error ones, but even just a fraction of their data tells quite a telling tale. Scattered research notes regarding quantum space travel, warp technology, gene splicing. Gene splicing, the scene where Sif has a dream and sees all of the kind of almost like primordial creatures of Earth or whatever that apparently grow up to become the Void Lords, makes me think something, time travel, future Earth science, something is going on here, but I'm not really sure. Even more curious is the fact that all these records end abruptly at the same point in time. That was over 70,000 years ago. Some kind of cataclysmic event must have taken place here a long time ago. Is that what Lilith witnessed when she was in outer space just before she got to quote-unquote meet her mother, Grey? Did an experiment backfire? Or maybe a war broke loose? Maybe a war broke loose. The Void Tower, Void whatever it is, place that we spend most of the game in, has allegedly been in disarray ever since the Void Lords started fighting, and Lord Ad disappeared. So that could be the war that's being referred to as well, but would it have had the effect on the ship, or was there some explosion in outer space that a comet hit the something? I don't know. Whatever the case, it seems that the Manusya, which apparently means like the mankind or the people in Sanskrit, which is like an ancient Earth language or whatever, like maybe the first written language. And so also speaks back to if this person is using that particular term, like maybe they are human, but in the future, I don't know. The Manusya of this planet were nearly wiped out. So why are we still here? By the way, we see Sif's northward-facing sprite here, and this was what enabled me to discover all the places that Sif had appeared back in Act 1. What's our purpose? I'm afraid I don't have an answer to that either. Maybe Dis is still attempting to fulfill the original role of this facility. Whatever that might be. That's just a fancy way of implying we're mere guinea pigs to it, correct? I don't quite understand everything that Sif is saying here still. I'm sorry, it must have been hard for you and your sisters all these years. Don't get me wrong. The time we deserve some sympathy is long gone. Considering all the things we've been part of, I only wish for some closure. Before you go, can I ask you something else? Why were you so interested in the princess? This is referring to Lily, I presume. And it is the case that it does seem that Judge Zero, since he made a contract with her when Johann was about to kill Grey, right after the wedding, yeah, that he had particular interest. And also there seems to be the implication that Sif was helping Zero a little bit with a plan, but I still don't understand what the plan was or whatever. Dots. This will probably sound pretty silly to you, but she reminded me of someone. That's all. And he also has white hair. So perhaps Judge Zero is somehow like her future descendant or something. And yeah, we still... I think there's an implication that Lily, Princess Lily's mother, the Queen, was somehow Lord Ad. And so it's like the typical like mythological like God comes down to humanity and mates with a human or whatever, and they have a child that's like a demigod or whatever, like a human with like superpowers or whatever, and Lily does seem to have like some superpowers. And has perhaps passed them on to Lilith and her entire bloodline, maybe, who knows? Yeah, but I'm not sure. This is still wild speculation that I'm hoping to get more clarity on in the future. There is still much to do. Guess we're in the same boat, and I am pretty sure that he did originally have talking beeps, and we're just not hearing them due to some audio bug in the game right now. Alright, so there's the door to outer space. That same outer space image that is animating right now when what B thought was Void Lord Ad appeared as she was about to consume Lilith's soul and pushed B like right out of the frame. When that Void Lord lifted its coats, you could see the same space animation that we see in the doorway right now kind of like inside the undercoat of the Void Lord, which is maybe noteworthy, or maybe not, I don't know. I'll be leaving now. I hope that one day you find the answers you're looking for. Until then, take care, Sif. And this is the first time Sif's name is spoken. Sif, when he was talking to the hallucinated girl, that's what I guess I'll refer to her right now, said that Sif was just a nickname. Presumably a nickname for Lucifer. The pride of Sif's mother, which may or may not be Ad or Dis or something, in Sif's dream on Basement 254. Yeah. So, in any case, we can rewatch the scene now with more context, and that's what we've done. Oh, this time you walked out the door, rather than flying upward through the ceiling. So that actually was a difference. I don't know that it's meaningful. I will probably spend 4 hours of my life thinking about that tiny difference. Because this game lives rent-free in my brain. But here we are once again with credits. And I really would like to do some different stuff right now, but I feel like that would be... Whenever I try to record for too long, I regret it. So I'm going to choose not to do that. I was already tired when I started this. So there's Sif taking off the disguise. But I think I'm going to reload my save from last time and try something different with Lilith starting from Basement 254 and still having HP. So that is my plan. And just while we are here, as Sif for a moment, only a memory remains. You wonder why Ad would leave such a message. So the implication is that, like, each person leaves a message in their mural or something, but Sif did, like, visit Tail 500 years ago or something when Sif talks to Tail. So it seems like Sif has traveled through the Void Tower somewhat recently. So does that imply that Ad left the message recently? But Ad's been dead for a while, maybe. I don't know. And on Sif's menu, the burdens look like this. Oh, I will still have the same number of memory shards, I presume. I'm now up to 112 out of 128, so that means that there are 16 remaining that I have not located, which is a suspiciously power of 2 number. Yeah, so maybe there's another whole segment of the game I have not found. That seems quite plausible. And this is what it looks like for Sif, and when we say quit game, it does have that symbol. So I think it's just this that changes, that shows you the current player that you're playing. Okay, but at this point I am rambling. I know what I want to do for next time. There's nothing I need to do as Sif right now, so next time I think we'll reload the save and start doing some of that stuff. So I'm going to say, I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Void Stranger. For now, bye-bye.